Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5.
From carrying each other to a natty to carrying each other on the air.
Flynn is back to throw for the end zone goal.
Live from the Raising Cane studio, it's Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back. Hour number 3. We have made it. We have made it 2 whole hours without Jacob Hester. I cannot believe it. And y'all spoke earlier in the vote in the Bayou Ford chat that y'all definitely prefer this tripod over another. So not a big deal. We missed Jake. Hope you're having a great time down there. But guess what? We got a little guest on right now. We got Mr. Nick Underhill joining us from New Orleans Football. Man, he's got to be feeling good. Nick, how you doing?
Well, I mean, I'm just shocked that fullbacks can take days off in 2025. Like I don't know if that's a good business decision.
I don't think that is. They're supposed to be the hardest working guy because that's really the only way they make it. Man, we're taking days off.
No grit. I mean, no grit fullback. I don't know, man.
I know.
Someone's his agent. Someone's got to get in his ear. Like this isn't good for him.
It's a bad look for him for sure around the show. And look, he says he's working for his other show, which is he basically telling us without telling us that priority?
I didn't know Jake was a glory guy. Man.
He's a big glory guy. All right, That's right. All right.
Things
well,
have changed.
Speaking of glory, the Saints. We had Devin Snow on the show yesterday, and they're like, man, nobody wants to see the Saints in the playoffs right now. And I was like, all right. I get it. Everything's going great. Everything's good. But it has this whole slate. Of course, the Saints are on a winning streak, and who would have thought we would say that in this year, the year of 2025? But they got it rolling. Tyler Shuck's looking great. Just like tell us the vibes that around the Saints facility, around the city right now happening with the Saints after the way Tyler Shuck's playing and everything. Just kind of give us an overview of what you're seeing with the Saints right now, top to bottom, and just kind of the vibes.
Well, first of all, the vibes, yeah, I think everybody in the organization's like really obviously excited about where they're at and where the season's going. And I mean, how can you not feel that way about Tyler Shuck right now? I mean, he's winning games. He looks good. He looks the part. I think the Saints have reached a point where it's undeniable that this guy can play in the NFL. Now they just have to not screw it up. And we see people screw it up all the time. And that's kind of what year 2 is about. Can you avoid the sophomore slump? Can they build the team right around them and all that? But I think the locker room is probably feeling about as healthy as it's felt in a long time. And I thought the positivity this year in general was just higher, but I think that was just kind of about removing expectations, whereas last year and the year before, they expected to be good and there was disappointment. So I think naturally you're going to get there, but this is absolutely, I think, like a huge shot of life to the team. And I think you see a way out of the rebuild, and you can get trapped in hell and never find your way out of this. And getting lucky on a quarterback at 40, I think that's, probably about one of the most exciting ways you can find your way out of it, because you get the value and you're in a place where you do see that light at the end of the tunnel. So yeah, I think they feel great about where they're at. There's probably some thought process about what would have happened if you would have started playing this guy maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks sooner, and could you have won this very weak division? But I think that's also fool's gold a little bit, and I think their process worked, and questioning the process at this point and all that. I mean, I don't. We have access to the results, so we know how it turned out. I think that's kind of a fruitless endeavor. But I also think that same thought process is going to be paramount going into the offseason, to not be just overly aggressive with the ability to maybe win a division. We've seen teams do too much, like Washington trading for Lattimore, and then they go all in and it doesn't work out. And you're kind of in a bad situation, and you can blow it quick by trying to go too fast. So I think the Saints have to fight their desire to be the Saints. Like in the past, they've done too much too fast, and I think you build it, and I think you're aggressive about it, but you have to be smart about where you're being aggressive and not get reckless and not try to got to maximize it all right now. Like, no, you got a guy in your building. He's good. He's young. You're going to have him for a while. Be smart, take advantage of the rookie contract, but just don't do too much.
Yeah, so that's a trap that a lot of people fall into. They want to build this big, beautiful house on a bad foundation, and it collapses, right? So you got to build the foundation, and you're absolutely right, especially with a quarterback on a rookie contract. And you said it perfectly. It's like you got lucky at 40. Well, it doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter if you take him at 1, 2, 3, 4, 40, 300, whatever you take him at. If you hit a quarterback, you got lucky, and it doesn't matter because it doesn't always translate. We've seen it time and time again. Of course, the earlier you take him, probably the better success rate you have. But you just never know. You got a Brock Purdy situation happening, then Mr. Irrelevant pick. But I think I just want to talk about. We had some people like in our chat kind of just do you think that Tyler Shuck is making plays that translate throughout the entirety of a season, or do you think we were just taking advantage of bad teams right now? So it was a question I wanted to throw to you because I defended like he's making plays and making the throws and playing on time and doing fantastic. It doesn't matter the quality of the team, but just talk about like if somebody's going to knock on what the Saints are doing right now, the only thing that you could point at would be the strength of schedule recently.
Yeah, look, obviously, like I think that there's some element of playing bad teams that probably helps a little bit. But I would point out that Drake May's winning percentage
for sure.
against teams that he's beaten is 362. Tyler Shuck's is 363. Like you can only play the teams in front of you. I think it's about how it looks and how you're doing it. And I think he's showing that he's winning in convincing fashion. And it's not like he's loaded up with everything. Like let's not forget that Rashid Shaheed got traded away. Brandon Cooks gets cut. Then the new wide receiver 2, Devon Vele's hurt, and he's out of action. Mason Tipton's hurt, and he's out of action. So wide receivers 2 through 4 are gone. Tight end 2, Foster Moreau's hurt. He's out of action. Tight end 3, Jack Stoll gets hurt in the first quarter. He's out of action. Running back 1, Alvin Kamara, he's out of action. Kendra Miller's out of action. Devin Neal's out of action. Eric McCoy's out of action. Cesar Ruiz is out of action. So it's not like he's walking in there with like the whole Transformers crew behind him and they're just Megatroning up on everybody. Like it's he's going in limited as well. But, I think when you watch him, there's a lot of stuff that Tyler Shuck does that I think translates against everybody. And, you go through the coach's film and you look and, you pause and look where his arm's cocked back at, and he's throwing with the anticipation on a lot of throws. And he's not a see it, throw it guy. The Juwan Johnson play, I think was a great example of it, where he has 2 pass rushers coming at him. He stands there confidently, points to a spot and throws before Juwan even kind of gets out of his break on the adjustment. And just kind of going through it, like he's doing high level stuff. He's at the line of scrimmage, adjusting plays. And, I think obviously that's a trait you got to have, but for a rookie to be able to do that, I think is a good sign. And he's getting them in and out of a lot of stuff that looks successful after he makes changes up there. So I think he does have skills that translate, and I think he's getting better too. Like if you watch how he operated in the pocket against the Rams and even Atlanta the first time they played them to where he's at now, I think you see obvious growth there. The Panthers game was even when they won that game, and he's up there talking about, hey, look, I'm escaping out of the back of the pocket, and that isn't what I want to be doing. I need to be able to stand in there stronger. And like you watch since then, and that stuff all looks better. So I think he's making growth, and I think he's doing things that I would feel good about against good teams. Now, what I wouldn't feel good about against good teams, and there's probably some of this on him, and there's probably some of this on Kellen Moore, and there's probably some of this on how they're sliding protections against Jeffrey Simmons and allowing him to get through the line and get a sack fumble. But like you can't get away with these slow starts against like actual good teams. You can't play the Rams and give away the first quarter and have that work. So whatever that is, whether it's Kellen, whether it's Shuck, whether it's whoever, like they got to figure that out. And I think it's probably dirty hands on all things, but obviously areas for growth. But I think there's real signs for optimism. I'm a believer. Like I think he's an NFL starting quarterback. It's just a matter of where he slots in, and I think that's a year 2 thing. You build it out around him, you let him grow, you see if he can keep it going. People get more time to study him, think about him, adjust to him, see where it goes. But I mean, you are 8-9 games into this, and I think you're outside of that like weird 4-game stretch where sometimes someone looks amazing and then everybody catches up and it's like, oh, we found the fatal flaw. Like, nobody's found his fatal flaw yet, and I think that's a very, very good sign too.
Yeah, it's you talk about, people can talk about the strength of schedule. Oh, well, you played bad teams, you beat bad teams. Well, let's not get it twisted. New Orleans isn't the best team in the NFL by any stretch of the imagination. So you're beating them with a team that's also not the best team. So, but what they're doing, what Tyler Shuck is doing, and what's really impressed me, and I think the whole fan base, which is why you got all this excitement, is the ability to make the play when it matters, being opportunistic when it matters. Yes, the first half was bad, and you're playing a bad team, and the first half wasn't very good. But when the game is on the line, when the play has to be made, he just seems to have that knack and the ability, and not everybody has that. And, you do it once or maybe twice, you can be like, all right, that's cool. But now that we've seen it week in, week out, week in, week out, we've seen it multiple times, it's exciting. And also the ability to elevate the play from those around him. Juwan Johnson, Chris Olave, all making plays, and Olave's been incredible recently, which brings me to my next question. What do you do with Chris Olave after the season is over? Because we kind of broke down the top 10 paid wide receivers in the league. 7, 8, 9, 10, all getting paid $30 million a year. Is Chris Olave, what is your salary cap? What's your top dollar number to pay Chris Olave per year when we go into negotiations?
I think part of this is you have to look at it in context of the situation. If they were in cap trouble and they were paying a quarterback and everything, I would probably be more concerned about what you're paying Olave. But I think part of the deal is when you got a guy on a rookie contract, you can be a little bit reckless at your weapon spots. I'm not really too worried about what the price per year is for him. I think you keep him. I think you need to keep him. And I also draft another guy at that position, and I build it out, and I try to use my weapons to elevate him. And that's kind of the way you're supposed to build a team. You get a quarterback on a rookie contract, you spend on the receivers, you spend on the tight ends, you go crazy around them, and those people help elevate him while he grows and makes his progression in the league. And then when you got to pay the quarterback, now it's on the quarterback to be the guy that lifts everything up, and you have Bills type receivers around them, as opposed to like early Patrick Mahomes where you got Cheetah and everybody else. Like, you kind of got to pare down okay, we're going to pay Rob Gronkowski and we're going to get Julian Edelman and we're going to have Aaron Dobson out there helping Tom Brady. I mean, like, you can't pay everybody at a point. So I'm fine with paying Chris because I think him and Chuck have great chemistry. I think he makes Chuck better. And I think your cap situation's pretty good. I mean, this year that they're going to be a little bit over. Next year is completely clear. I just probably flip the contract on his head, and like, we're getting deep into the weeds here, but I'd probably give him a big option bonus, pay the money up front while I have cap space, maybe in year 2 when I have a ton of cap space, and take care of it that way. And then you have those cap numbers lower going down the road, and maybe it doesn't limit you as much, and that's a way to take advantage of it. But I pay him. Look, I think Chris is a very good player. Obviously, there's been some moments this year where you'd like to see some different things. But I think one of the things with him, and one of the biggest hindrances with the fan base, is I think you just kind of have to recalibrate how you're thinking about somebody getting yardage and getting open. And like, his route running is incredibly elite. Like, he's creating opportunities that maybe other guys don't. Granted, he's not Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's not making the catch that Puka's making. I thought it was a catch, but he bobbled it last night. But like, Puka makes some catches that are unbelievable. And I don't think that's necessarily trait one on Chris's thing, but I think he's a player that's good, that you want on your teams. He's, I don't know. Like, I would have no problem paying Stephon Diggs, even though he's not Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like, he's getting open, he's going to make plays. I think Chris is someone you want to be part of your foundation for sure.
Yeah, I think Chris probably loves Tyler Shuck right now more than anybody, because he probably went from like a $15 to $18 million type situation to probably, I mean, his agent's going to be wanting at least 30, I would think, after this back half of the season. He's going to want top $10 for sure.
Drew Rosenhaus, he's going for top dollar.
He's going for top dollar. That's what I'm saying. Can the Saints, because somebody's going to go do it. Somebody's going to say, we're that piece away in our offense. So the Saints are going to have to match it, I would assume. And I no, go ahead, please.
My only hindrance with him really is and I think it's the fairest argument is the concussion history. My only hindrance with him is what is your concern level with that? And I have no idea how to gauge it. And I think he's done a good job protecting himself this year, but that's where I have the hindrance. But if you don't pay him, you're paying somebody else, or you're just not taking advantage of the situation you have. And going back to the initial point about being smart, like I would rather pay a guy that I've had in my building that has time on task with the quarterback than go out, spend a ton of money on somebody else's free agent, a player somebody else doesn't want, and you're overpaying there. So I think I'd rather just keep it in-house.
Yeah, it's gonna be fascinating to watch that whole situation play out. Because I'm excited for that. Hopefully they do find that way to keep them and they build that foundation like you're talking about. And I just want everybody to like realize, take a deep breath and like realize what Nick just told us. The Saints salary cap this year is actually healthy. That's a fantastic thing, right? I mean, good for you, Mickey. Always crushing it. Always crushing it.
Nobody's turned around their Q rating more than Mickey Loomis in that front office in the month of December.
No doubt. You mentioned something earlier about the attitude on the team. Now, I watched the whole 3.5, 4 minute clip of the post game, giving the game ball out video, which was, if you haven't watched it, go on Twitter. I'm sure it's on the Saints Twitter. It's Kellen Moore giving out all the game balls and then breaking it down and just talking about the game. You can tell that this team is, for not having the wins, for being out of the playoff picture for multiple weeks now. This team is still bought into themselves. And I think that's a special thing, especially on a losing record team. And that I think you kind of contribute that a lot to, of course, the veterans, but your new head coach, Kellen Moore. Just talk about the attitude on the team, how they've been able to maintain the positivity and the job that Kellen Moore has been able to do and how he's improved throughout the season.
Yeah, one other thing that sucks, for me, my job, I go in the locker room and, you're writing stories. And if I'm writing a story about Kool-Aid, I might want to go ask Alontae Taylor and Quincy Riley about him. And it's super awkward if everybody's sitting together in there and you kind of try to wait it out. Oh, all right, Drew left. I'm going to go ask Flynn a question about Drew's preparation.
Right. And they're naked too. So that's all.
Yeah, I don't want to walk up there and do it while Drew's sitting there. These guys are just hanging out the whole time. Everybody, position groups are just kind of hanging out in the locker room. I've never been in a locker room like that. They're sitting in there playing 2000s R&B songs. They're hanging out, having a good time, and it's been like that the whole entire season. And the closeness is when they were good in 17 and 18, they used to sit around and play Super Smash Brothers and ping pong. And there's been other good locker rooms here, but it's definitely a stark change after the last couple of years of it just kind of feeling all right, there's real culture here. And you never know if the culture is actually good on a team or if the culture is good because the team's good. And it's easy for everyone to be happy at work when things are going right. But this is a situation where things are going wrong and people are still happy. They're still bought in. Part of that's having a young team, new energy. Like I said, expectations taken out of it. But it's absolutely the positivity and the vibes in there are legitimately, I think, good. And, you start that over every year. But I think ending the season like this too, also is probably going to really help. People are going to be excited. They're going to be bought in. They might work a little harder. They might start working a little bit earlier because they're eager about the upcoming years. So I think Kellen's killed it there. I think there's definitely still some spots where you want to see some growth and game management and stuff like that. But I think the investment in the culture building early on, I kind of rolled my eyes at it a little bit. Man, you're going on a fourth one of these field trips. But I think stuff like that has actually paid off.
Yeah, you can certainly tell, and I guarantee you it'll make a difference when free agency comes too, having the veterans there in the tight-knit community and all that good stuff. All right, last question, real quick. Is Tyler Shuck aware of what his last name rhymes with, and do they lean into that in the locker room?
Oh yeah, he's definitely aware of it. He's definitely aware of it. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. He said he's talked about it. He said there's a million variations.
Yep.
Some of them are creative, some of them are cringeworthy. But yeah, he absolutely knows what it is. Yes.
Yep. And over under the amount of times that on off the bench that we're going to slip and actually say the wrong word when we're leaning into it as well.
I mean, deliberately, or are you going to pretend like it's
no? I mean, it's going to be on accident, certainly. But we say a lot of things wrong.
Sure, definitely an accident. Yeah. Per show, or I don't know.
Yeah, probably. Going forward, I mean, I would assume he's going to be there a while, so I'm going to split the over under at 3.5 probably.
I'll go over. I'll take the over on that.
All right, sounds good. All right, Nick, we appreciate it. Each and every week, got Nick Underhill joining the show, giving us all the Saints info, what's happening. Hopefully they can keep this win streak alive. Go check him out, NewOrleans.football. Nick, we appreciate the time, buddy.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, there he is. A lot of great stuff right there. And, of course, Saints, we're all feeling good. We're all feeling great about the Saints right now. Tyler Shuck, Again, breaking news, he is aware of what his name rhymes with. So we can put that one to rest. All right, we're going to come back, keep talking. We got a little some CFP predictions. We got what's the ticket, which game costs the most, which game costs the less to get in, and we will just keep talking sports right here on Off the Bench.
Off the bench.
All right, Trash Rangers, the greatest. All of Louisiana, the greatest trash removal service and sanitation service in Louisiana. You've seen those big red dumpsters all over the town. I know I have. I know I got one at my house right now. I got a roll-off dumpster. I got the smallest one because I didn't have a ton of stuff, but we needed to clean up because with Christmas, we had stuff coming in the house. That means got to make room for it. Stuff coming out. The kids are getting older. Things are getting thrown away a little bit, outgrowing a lot of stuff. So just a little winter cleaning, end of the year cleaning right there. And so they have 3 sizes of roll-off dumpsters. So whatever your project, just give them a call. Say, hey, this is what I'm doing. They can help you size it. And it's flat rate pricing as well. So they're going to give you one price for that roll-off dumpster. And you're not going to get like a second bill on the back end because it was 6 tons or it was per ton dumpage fee or whatever it is. Nope. Not there. It's going to be flat rate pricing right there. And all of their services are excellent. Go give them a call. TrashRangers.com.
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back here off the bench. 9:24 on this New Year's Eve day. Went on a trip this past summer for my 40th birthday. We went to Turks and Caicos. And we were on this little, we took a little ATV, like a little 4-wheeler, little tour of the island, like the tourists do, you know, go check out, ride it on the beach and ride around. And we had a little guide there, and he's like, hey, look down there. You see past there's a little marshy area with a bunch of flamingos, which was beautiful. Look across that, there's a big house. That was Prince's house. I was like, whoa, that's a big deal. Yeah, they used to see Prince just getting his groceries, buying his breads.
The goat.
The goat. You want to do some quarterback rankings? That was a random story. Sorry, I just thought about that. Every time I hear Prince, I think about, I saw his house one time. That was sweet. R.I.P. All right, let's do some quarterback rankings. NFL quarterback rankings after Week 17. Headed into the final week of the year. What's it going to be? There's a lot of changes, a lot of new faces, or a couple of new faces at least to this list. So let's do a little recap of the last quarterback ranking we did, which was the Week 16. I had Dak Prescott at 10, Caleb Williams at 9, Jordan Love at 8, Bo Nix at 7, Jared Goff at 6, Sam Darnold 5, Justin Herbert 4, Drake May 3, Josh Allen 2, Matthew Stafford at 1. Got some shakeups this week. Number 10. The 10th best quarterback. Jared Goff. I know, Taylor, you wanted me to knock him out of there, but I kept him up there just because of season-long stats. Still are killing it. I know he had a lot of turnovers. They're out of the playoffs. I get it. I just couldn't find it in my heart to take him out just because the body of work that he's put in. You know, not only through this year, but his career. Now we're talking about the best quarterbacks right now. I get it, so I don't want to lean too hard on the career and what they did last year. But his stats were very, very good up to this point. I would assume he's probably going to fall out next week. I got some guys on the short list. I got some guys on the bubble that want to step in. But yeah, I still got Jared Goff in there. Top 10. Number 9, Dak Prescott. I know they're losing, but they won this past week. And Dak is actually killing it. He's actually the number 1 in the NFL in yards at 4,639. He's got 30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions on the season. Now he's got 2 really, really good receivers, but you could make the argument that this continues to be Dak Prescott's finest year in the NFL to date. Number 8, Sam Darnold falling from number 5. And this really isn't a fault of his own. He's kind of cooled down. Started out so hot throughout the season. MVP talks, all that good stuff. He's kind of plateaued a little bit. But they don't need him to do a lot right now. Their defense is so good. Their running game's really good. They don't need him to be superhuman, which is going to hurt him in the quarterback rankings because he's just playing efficient. He's playing well. Can make all the throws, of course. Certainly, there's some landmines that he has to avoid. He has the ability to make some mistakes and kind of go down. But, he's playing well. He's a top 10 quarterback absolutely right now in the NFL. You'd be hard-pressed to find another list that doesn't have him up there. Number 7. Y'all ready? Guy hadn't even been on the bubble. I hadn't even thought about him. Completely forgot about him. And I think we all forgot about this team. Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars. You could actually make the argument that he should be higher on this list. Jacksonville Jaguars, when did they get good? I have no idea. The last couple of weeks, we've all known. We've all seen it. One of the best teams in the league. They are going to be a hard out in the playoffs. They got a chance. They got a real chance, which is wild to say. Like, we're sitting here in 2025 saying, are the Jaguars the favorite to make the Super Bowl in the AFC? Which would in turn probably make them the favorite to win it because the NFC, there's really not like the dominant force over there, which is wild to say. But Trevor Lawrence, you're doing it with your legs. We've seen it. Doing it with your arm. He's number 6 in passing yards in the league. He's not like crushing any one particular stat, but just playing good football. Like clearly, like by far the best football of his NFL career. Number 6, Caleb Williams. I moved him up from number 9 to number 6. The guy is absolutely dynamic. I told y'all the OTB group chat is tired of me talking about it. Like, it took a lot for me not to put him any higher, but I tried to, like, the people in front of him, I tried to say, would I replace them? Would I replace Caleb with any of these guys? Would he be better? The answer was no to this point, but the guy has the best arm in the NFL. He can make some of the most incredible throws in the NFL, and he has made some of the most incredible throws. Now, he still makes a few mistakes here and there, but my God, from where he was last year, where he was at the beginning of the season, we talked about it, with that Ben Johnson offense is the best thing that could have ever happened for him. Look out. He's going to be a great player for a long time. Number 5, this guy's fallen. He fell because of some bad plays. I know it's sloppy weather, but Josh Allen, you're number 5. I'm keeping you in the top 5, but you got this ability every now and then. It rears its ugly head where you make some plays that just aren't like you. Sometimes you're superhuman. Sometimes you're an alien. Sometimes you are by far the best player in the NFL. And I say sometimes, most of the time. But every now and then, these bad plays bite you in the butt. And they did today, so you're going to feel it on this list, which I'm sure you're pretty tuned into, my list of quarterbacks. Number 5, Josh Allen. All right, number 4, Brock Purdy. Did you watch the game the other night? My God, so Brock Purdy, Caleb Williams, it was such a great game. And as a former quarterback and any fan watching the game, it was a fun quarterback game to watch because there was high-level play on both sides of the ball. Brock Purdy outduels Caleb Williams. Incredible plays. A couple touchdowns with his feet. A couple touchdowns throwing. Looked like, Chris Collinsworth said it Sunday night. He's like, wow, if this was Patrick Mahomes doing it, everybody would be going crazy. And he's like, in fact, I'd be going crazy as well because, Chris Collinsworth loves Patrick Mahomes. So number 4, I think he's a tough man. Playing the way he's playing right now, he's not leading in any statistical category because he was hurt for a decent amount of the year. But find a better quarterback performance this season than what Brock Purdy had the other day. It'd be hard to find. Number 3, Justin Herbert. The guy continues to play well and be the only reason they are relevant at all. They're playing with, who knows? They're playing with the most random people on offensive linemen. They're going against the best defenses, but he's still in most of their games. He's the only reason. And what I'm basing this off of is not many statistical things, wins and losses. I'm basing it off of if I plugged Brock Purdy in with the Chargers, Josh Allen in with the Chargers, Caleb Williams in with the Chargers, would they be better than Justin Herbert right now? And the answer to me at this moment in time is no. That's why he is number 3 on my list. Number 2, who do you think it is?
Drake May.
Now, I know that Stafford didn't have the night he should have last night, or he could have had some turnovers, which he has not done all season. But I'm still putting Drake May. Now, he moves up from number 3 because Josh Allen fallen He moves up from number 3 to number 2 on my list. He's got the top QBR in the league, 109.8. I said it yesterday. He was like, I think, the first quarterback in NFL history to throw for 5 touchdowns, over like 350 yards. I can't remember the stat, but it was some crazy stat. It was the first passing stat ever to happen in the NFL. The guy's playing his mind out of his mind. But Nick Underhill mentioned it yesterday, and I think you mentioned it yesterday too, Taylor. He's only beaten one team this season with a winning record. So that's the only chink in the armor, if you can find one. But other than that, Josh McDaniels has that offense, probably one of the best offensive coordinators in the league, has that offensive rolling, and Drake May playing his tail off. So number 1, of course, is going to be Matthew Stafford for me. He's going to have a couple more of those games for me to take him out of the spot. He's playing incredible. Couple bad plays yesterday. They spotted the Falcons, 21 points, but they still almost found a way to win at the end. What a great game that was. A couple bad plays which were unlike him, but you cannot make an argument to me that says that any quarterback's playing or means more to their team right now than Matthew Stafford. So number 1, 2, or 3 in most of the passing charts, whether it's yards, completion percentage, touchdowns. I mean, he's still 42 touchdowns, 8 interceptions on the season. And I believe the closest person to him on touchdowns is 33 touchdowns behind him. So he's got 9 more touchdown passes than the number 2 quarterback in the league in that category. So there it is. There's the top 10 quarterback rankings in the NFL for this week, going into the last week. So after next week, what's going to be who was the best all regular season. So we'll get that next week. But there it is. There you have it. And a lot of good quarterback. One thing for NFL fans, there's a lot of good quarterback play out there. There's a lot of people to choose from. Like, I'm keeping guys like Joe Burrow off the list. There's just a lot of good, healthy quarterback play throughout the year. And guess who else I have on the bubble? Get shucked up. Tyler Shuck. He's on the bubble right now. So will he make an appearance next week? We'll see. We'll see how he does against the Falcons, who beat Matthew Stafford and the Rams last night. All right, we'll come back. We're going to play What's the Ticket and talk about the college football playoff matchups right here off the bench.
Off the bench.
All right, go Tommies. Go to gotommies.com. Hey, yo. Hey, Tommy. All right, that's decent. Alondra?
I'm not doing it.
Oh, come on. Being like Rivers right now. Shoot. Go to gotommies.com. Windows, doors, sidings. You will clearly see the difference if you choose to work with them. If you got a project happening, renovation, maybe you're building a new house. Maybe you got a little extension, or maybe you just have a house that you got to replace some doors, you got to replace some windows, a little rot, whatever it is. Make sure that Tommy's is somebody you give a call. We know that you might call a couple of contractors. You might get a couple of people out at your house to give a price. Do yourself a favor. Make sure that Tommy's is one of them. You will clearly see the difference when it comes to pricing, when it comes to availability, when it comes to just the way that they handle their business, from working with integrity. They're dependable, professional, and most of all, when you have a project happening, you want them to be efficient. They will get in and out of that project, keep it clean, and do it the right way. Go check them out. GoTommys.com.
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back. Off the bench. Do you need a new roof? Well, guess what? There's a lot of options in Louisiana for a new roof. If you got a roof leak, new roof, whatever it is. But make sure that you're doing business with the best. Pelican Roof, pelicanroof.com. Offices in Lafayette, offices in Baton Rouge. What does that mean for you? Why is that important to know? Well, because if you do have a project, then they're going to dedicate a project manager specifically to your job, no other job, to your job, to make sure the job is done right, to make sure people are there on time, to make sure they work efficiently. They're doing it the right way, giving you the best service, the best product, and they're going to also do it clean too. So you're going to drive by one of their jobs, and you're not going to see a bunch of stuff in the yard, a bunch of trash everywhere. It's going to be clean. It's going to be efficient. And they're not driving back and forth from Lafayette to Baton Rouge. They got offices in both places. So go check them out. If you got that, if you got a project in need and you can need financing options, they got that available as well. We know it's a big decision for you and your family financially. So go check them out. Pelicanroof.com, pelicanroof.com. All right. So, you ready to play a little What's the Ticket College Football Playoff Edition. This is where we like to say, I'm going to give you we just have 4 games this week. So it's not going to be 4 games for the highest, 4 games for the lowest. It's just going to be, I'm going to give you the 4 games. What's the highest ticket price and what's the lowest ticket price? All right, this is just specifically for the college football playoffs, no other games. I know there's some other bowl games out there. I get it. Let's start with the Capital One Orange Bowl. Oregon versus Texas Tech. Then All-State Sugar Bowl, Ole Miss, Georgia. Then the Rose Bowl, Bama, Indiana. And then the Goodyear Cotton Bowl, Miami versus Ohio State. Let's go around. I'll get both of your picks at the same time. Alondra, what's the highest ticket price in the college football playoffs this week? And what's the lowest ticket price?
I'm going to go Rose Bowl for the highest. And then lowest, the Goodyear one.
The Goodyear Cotton Bowl.
Yeah,
okay.
the Cotton Bowl.
Got it.
Wait. Rose Bowl, I'm going highest.
Okay. So the Cotton Bowl's Miami, Ohio State.
I'm going to keep it at that, actually.
Okay. Got it. All right, Taylor.
Sorry.
So we got the Orange Bowl, Sugar Bowl, Rose Bowl, Cotton Bowl. Highest price, lowest price.
Highest, I'm going Sugar.
Okay.
Ole Miss fans are fired up about that. I'll go that. Lowest price. I'm actually going to go the Rose Bowl. Lowest.
The Rose Bowl. Okay.
Yeah, why not?
All right. Fair enough. All right. So we will start at the highest price ticket to get into currently from third-party sources, get into a college football playoff game. So if you want to spend the most amount of money possible, you got to go down to New Orleans, Louisiana, to the Sugar Bowl, $200 per ticket to get in, which, when we think about these tickets throughout the season, it's not like the craziest high price because you're not going to get a high price until it's a national championship like you would like a normal home game. So $200 to get into the Sugar Bowl right now. Next one, you'd have to travel out to Pasadena to the Rose Bowl, $114 to get into that one. All right, the third and fourth, so the lowest 2 ticket prices. If you would have just stuck with the theme all season, what's been the theme?
I wanted to go different.
So these are pretty close, but just Miami in general at the Orange Bowl, $45 to get in to see Oregon and Texas Tech, which to me is pretty wild. Well, I don't think it's wild because Oregon has to travel a really long way. Got it. But Texas Tech, this has got to be the biggest game in the history of their program. So you got to think that Texas Tech is going to travel a lot better than Oregon. But $45 to get into the Orange Bowl. And surprise, surprise to absolutely nobody, a game that features Miami Hurricanes is the lowest ticketed price. The Goodyear Cotton Bowl, $33 to get into a second round of the college football playoff. Something that all these teams have worked for all season. It is the cheapest ticket at $33. How about that?
Collectively, we nailed it.
Collectively, y'all both nailed it.
That's still a win.
So what's funny, it's actually more expensive to get into the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl featuring Rice and Texas State than the Orange Bowl and the Cotton Bowl.
Miami doesn't have actual fans.
Mm-hmm. It's actually more expensive, costs you more money to get into the AutoZone Liberty Bowl featuring Navy in Cincinnati than it is to get into the Capital One Orange Bowl and the Cotton Bowl. How about that? And both those games are the day after, but it's more expensive to watch Rice versus Texas State than it is to watch Oregon, Texas Tech, and Miami, Ohio State.
The Oregon, Texas Tech one surprises me a little bit. I mean, nothing with Miami surprises me.
Yeah. I thought that surprised me, $45 and $33. But anyway, it just goes to show you that most of these teams are probably saving that cheese in case they win this game. There's only so many, fans can't expect fans to travel week in, week out for these playoff games and to spend a top dollar on hotel reservations and flights and all that good stuff. So they might be saving their money up a little bit, hoping their team wins. But I would expect that those ticket prices go up. Anything there shock you, Alondra?
I guess I just thought the Rose Bowl was just always the most expensive one.
I know. If I would have had to guess, I would have said the Rose Bowl too. Just because California,
right?
It sucks. Everything's expensive.
I get they're all historic, but it's pretty historic.
Yeah. The granddaddy? Is that right?
Yeah.
I just went Sugar because I was like, Ole Miss is I mean, their fans are so
the Ole Miss
gung-ho.
fans. It's probably easy for both that fan base to get there, too. I mean, the Rose Bowl, Indiana's probably gung-ho, but they're probably thinking in the back of their mind, I better save up for the next
A little
one,
bit further
right?
of a way, too.
Yeah.
I mean, Indiana and Bama to the Rose Bowl, just a little bit further, but
All right, let's give our picks for all 4 of those games. Just to give us let's not even pick against the spread. Let's give us who's winning each of these games. Taylor?
Indiana, Georgia, Oregon, Ohio State.
Okay, Alondra?
I'm going to go for sure. I think that Georgia wins. I think Indiana wins. I'm going to go Texas Tech, and then I'm going to go Ohio State.
All right, I'm going to be pretty similar to you, Alondra. Texas Tech, believe, wins the Orange Bowl. No, I'm going to say Ole Miss beats Georgia. I'm just going to do it, guys. I'm going to do it. I'm going to say they're riding on emotions. They're fighting.
Let's go.
Fighting on emotions. So, going to go Ole Miss wins. Texas Tech wins. Indiana wins. I want to pick Miami. I'm going to go with Miami. Miami wins. I want to do it, so I'm just going to do it.
I don't hate it, man. I mean, they struggled against the Indiana defense, and Miami has a heck of a defense.
Yeah, they do.
That game's going to be close.
Carson Beck, he's going to breathe out his nose this week.
Oh,
So if he breathes out his nose,
a breathe right strip.
a breathe right strip, maybe 2 of them, probably
Maybe.
2 of them.
Some Afrin.
You think he ever knows if his nose is clogged up? You think he ever knows?
Probably not.
Probably doesn't even realize. All right, hey, get your questions in for Ask the Bench, or we could consider it. It is Tuesday. We could consider it OTB mailbag on this last segment. So get your questions in. We'll go through them, talk about it as we close out this Jacobless show here on Off the Bench. Stay tuned. Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
All right, we've been telling you about this new fancy, amazing upgrade that Baton Rouge has recently got, and that is Bally's of Baton Rouge. Gaming, dining, staying, whatever you're doing. It's right here. And we all remember what the old Bell used to look like. Well, Baton Rouge, you got like a serious upgrade. It is not the same at all. We have 25,000 square feet of new gaming space. We got a DraftKings Sportsbook that is beautiful. The biggest TV you probably ever seen in your life. 5 new restaurants and a brand new, just beautiful, completely renovated hotel. A couple hundred new rooms. We actually took a tour. We got the hard hat on right before they had opened up. We're walking around. I'm telling you, these rooms are beautiful. What a great place to have a staycation. Or if you're coming in from out of town for a game next year or a game this spring, make sure you're staying right there at Bally's of Baton Rouge for the complete upgrade. Go check it out. Go have some fun right there. Bally's of Baton Rouge.
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back. Off the Bench. Closing out the show here. Before we do, I want to tell you, if you are hosting a party tomorrow night, maybe you're just making some cabbage or some black-eyed peas on New Year's Day, make sure you're going to your local Rouse's to do it because it's a local company. So when you grocery shop, make sure you're giving back to a company that gives back to the state, that believes in Louisiana, who gives back to Louisiana. It's based right here. They continue to open up more and more stores, give more people the opportunity to shop at a Rouse's. Get everything that you need. Go check them out at Rouse's.com too. Why would we send you to a website for a grocery store? Because, well, that's where you can get your deals. You can get your coupons. You can see, put your zip code in and find out what deals are happening right now at the Rouse's market closest to you. So when you grocery shop, when you get ready to cook, when you get ready to host, or if you're just buying the staples, whatever it is, maybe go get hydrated with a little My High. You can buy it right there at your local Rouse's market. All right, let's get to some of these questions we got again. I'm not going to say time management was fantastic. I'm going to blame that on Jake, or I can blame it on Mrs. Kane right here. Actually, the dog, that's the beautiful dog that's been staring at us the whole time right here in the Raising Cane studio. So let's get to it. All right. Ask the Bench. How would Taylor rate his overall experience being a Bucks fan this season?
Out of 4. Started out 5-1, feeling great about things, then disappointment set in. So I'll give it about a 4.
Phew. Yeah, I say that's probably right. Do you have any buyer's remorse?
I mean,
or seller's remorse?
Not really. Because, the Cowboys
That's
are out
not
of the
an
playoffs,
answer.
too.
That's absolutely not an answer. That is. You can't say not really. It's either yes or no. So if you say not really, that means you're regretting it. You got a little regret. Hashtag Guest Bench. Would you rather Wednesday or Friday off this week?
Wednesday. It's New Year's Eve. There's more going on.
From 7 to 10?
I don't really care. As long as I have a day off, I don't care.
Well, you got 2 days off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question because you could string 4 days off together in a row. You could have made a little trip to Texas again.
Probably could have.
I would say. I think the answer is probably Friday, just to string them in a row. But if we come back Friday, it's going to be a lot to talk about. Got a lot of playoff games to talk about. Got Tyler Shuck to talk about.
Portal.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about that.
Can't wait.
I know. It's like recruiting with me. It's like I'm just not even thinking about it, really. Hashtag which college football playoff game are y'all most looking forward to?
Ohio State, Miami.
I said this the other day, but I'm looking forward to the Oregon-Texas Tech matchup.
That's mine too.
Yeah.
Oregon, Texas Tech. I'm excited. Just 2 worlds colliding. What a matchup.
They never do.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
What a crazy world of a matchup. Well, there it is. That's the Tripod signing off. We appreciate it. We love you. Happy New Year.
Off the bench.
All right, here in Baton Rouge, here in Louisiana, we know what hard work looks like, and nobody represents that spirit better than Pala Industrial Contractors. Pala. For over 52 years, Pala's been building confidence and building the Gulf Coast with a reputation for safety, quality, craftsmanship that absolutely 100% stands the test of time. And that is everything from steel fabrication, precision piping, helical piles, tanks, vessels, industrial construction, and maintenance. Pala delivers results you can trust. So, and they got a 70,000 square foot fabrication facility right here in Louisiana. Licenses in 32 states. Pala's equipped for projects of any scale, anywhere. So when safety, quality, reliability matter, choose Pala. They are employee owned too. And right now at Pala, if you are a quality skilled welder, pipe fitter, craftsman, project manager, whatever, give them a call. Go see them, palagroup.com.